Washington mornings on the Mall. 105.9 FM. At AM 630. WMAL.
Good morning, 8:07 on WMAL. Brian Wilson, and we are joined today by our good friend Joe DeGeneva, our legal analyst here at WMAL. And on the phone line is our good friend Tucker Carlson from the Daily Caller. Tucker, how you doing today?
Morning, gentlemen.
It's good to have you. Okay, let's preview the debate that's scheduled for tomorrow night. It's going to be a town hall kind of format where questions are picked by the moderator, and then they get up and ask their questions, and then Candy Crowley will apparently, although she's not supposed to, she says she's going to do follow-up questions. What do you think about the format? What do you think is likely to happen?
Well, I mean, let me just say the last presidential debate, I think, moved the numbers more dramatically than any debate in the history of presidential debates.
Right.
And in the aftermath, the president has been bombarded, not only by bad numbers, but by his own side, attacking him for being passive and ineffectual. And so I imagine he will, as people usually do, completely overcorrect and come out with a flamethrower and probably leap across the stage and punch Mitt Romney or something. I mean, you sort of, this is the problem. Just as in driving, you make a mistake and then you veer dramatically in the other direction. I mean, I would not be surprised if Obama is too ferocious, off-puttingly so.
You think he's going to be Joe Biden-like in his approach?
Well, I think Biden has his own approach unique to Biden. So no, and I think whatever you think of Biden, he's a sort of warm human guy, even if you find him unappealing. I don't think the president is fundamentally a warm and human guy. So no, I don't think he'll try to be like Joe Biden. But I think he will be pretty aggressive. Yeah.
So Tucker, I'm just sort of fascinated by Obama and the ability to disengage the way he did at the last debate. I mean, it was almost as if he decided that he just was this was such a terrible thing for him to have to be there. And I agree with you. He could overcompensate, but he's got so many people around him who are manipulative and try to divine this stuff. What do you think Romney's going to do? I mean, he seems to have controlled himself beautifully in the last debate. Do you think he's going to be prepared enough to deal with the new Obama?
I would think so. I mean, I imagine they're gaming this out. There are a lot of things about the Romney campaign that I think haven't worked very well, but clearly their debate prep worked. And so, I would imagine they're preparing for every, possible response by Obama. I think remaining calm, remaining unruffled, not rising to the bait. I mean, I think those all work. The press, obviously, we love it when people fully engage and a catfight ensues, but I think voters like that less. I think the guy who, remains in total control of his emotions is probably in good shape.
All right, so we have the debate tomorrow night, and then on the 18th, this coming Thursday, the president apparently will sit down with noted journalist. Oh, wait, no, he's not a journalist. Noted interviewer. Well, I guess he is an interviewer. Jon Stewart from The Daily Show. He hasn't been to a press conference in God knows how long, but he's going to sit down with Jon Stewart and do an interview. What are your thoughts about that?
Well, I don't know. The last time one of my reporters asked him a question without permission, he looked completely outraged.
Yes, he was. I remember that.
How dare someone ask me a question out of turn? And so, look, clearly all presidents are like this to some extent. They never face hostile questions. They never meet anybody who doesn't think their jokes are funny and they've lost weight. And, they're constantly being sucked up to, and they find it really hard not to be sucked up to. But I think this president has a worse case of that than any I've ever seen. I mean, he only wants to engage people who suck up to him, and obviously Jon Stewart is the original suck up.
Well, are you sure? Because I've seen him actually ask. I think I looked back at some reporting that was done after his last interview with the president, and there were some tough questions. I mean, he does it in an engaging and often very funny way, but he's sort of at the core of what he's doing. There is some meat in there sometimes.
Well, he's not, Jon Stewart's not stupid, obviously. He's smart. But the questions thematically are all the same.
Right.
And they are, to the extent I'm mad at you, it's because you're not acting enough like yourself. Like, why aren't you as liberal as you said you were going to be? Right? I mean,
right.
They're actually not questions that are hard to contend with. It's not like he's going to be asked about why the White House lied about Benghazi. there's no chance he's going to get a question like that. It would be like, why aren't you the liberal standard bearer in the way we thought you were? I mean, it's pretty easy to deal with questions like that.
But
I would be shocked if he got a real one.
Speaking of the situation in Libya in the Sunday talk shows, there was, you had, what's his name? Axelrod is on the shows, and he is suggesting that it is Governor Romney who has tried to politicize what happened in Libya. And, of course, Chris Wallace was having none of that, came at him with all guns loaded. But can you believe that, Tucker, that suggesting that when it came to politicizing the situation in Libya, that they suggested it was Romney, when we all know that apparently they cherry-picked the information that they shared with the American people, and they stuck to a story that didn't make any sense for political reasons.
So the idea is that Romney just didn't provide enough security to our ambassador in Benghazi. Yeah, that's the real point. What I was shocked by was their insistence that it's Hillary Clinton's fault.
Yes.
From the very beginning, the White House has said, it's to the extent we said incorrect things, it's because we didn't get the correct information from the State Department. If you're Hillary Clinton, can you imagine how resentful and angry you are about this? I mean, this is actually one of the biggest stories, in my view, of the entire Obama administration.
I agree.
This actually is a scandal. This will follow the administration and its members for years. And so Hillary Clinton clearly wants to succeed Obama, clearly. This makes it a lot harder, I think, and we have done some reporting on this. I think she's enraged that they're laying it all on her.
I do, too.
Tucker, that raises the issue of Susan Rice. And that incredible performance on all the network shows where she obviously came out, and there's just no doubt about it, she lied through her teeth. I mean, they had a story that they were going to put out no matter what the facts were, and she just absolutely lied. I assume that a confirmation hearing for Secretary of State would be a doozy for her.
Yeah, I think if Obama's reelected, John Kerry's got a much better chance than Susan Rice at this point. If you're going to tell a lie on the Sunday shows, it should at least be a lie that's hard to discern. It ought to be sophisticated. To get up and tell America that some YouTube clip was responsible for what was obviously a coordinated attack on our ambassador, I mean, that's childish. Like, nobody's going to believe you. That is amateurish. I still don't know why they did it or why they thought they could get away with it, but anybody who participated in it is going to be tarred by it because it was really stupid and dishonest.
All right. Well, Tucker, always good to have you. Thank you so much for joining us here.
Thanks, guys. I appreciate it.